It's another exciting edition of the Mr. and Mrs. Show. And tonight we have another lovely couple on the sofa, okay? Remember, it's all about finding out about marriage. People sharing their experiences and their stories, the good, the not so good, and the great, okay? We keep it positive here on the Mr. and Mrs. Show. So who do we have this evening? Well, we have a couple that has been married for a decade. Yes, 10 whole years. Mr. and Mrs. Ohene Ado. A very good evening to you guys.
Good evening.
And welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Show.
Thank you.
So, Dorothy and Billion. Billion, that's your name?
Yeah.
Your first name is actually Billion. Your parents named you Billion. They knew you would bring them lots of cash.
Yeah.
That you'd be rich. Okay, so what is it that you do, both of you?
Well, I am a caterer,
Okay.
yeah, and a musician as well.
A caterer and musician. And how about you, Billion?
I'm a medical assistant,
Yes.
driver instructor,
Mm-hmm.
family planning counselor,
Hey.
and a musician.
Oh, wow. Okay. A jack of many trades. That's cool. No wonder your name is Billion. You're making the money. All right, nice. I'm looking forward to discussing marriage with you this evening and playing a few fun games as well to see how well you know each other. But, we start from the beginning. We want to know the whole story. So I understand you got married quite young at the ages of 20, 21. So I want to find out how you met and what made you decide to take the marriage road so early. Billion, let's start with you. How did you meet Dorothy?
Okay, actually, Dorothy, I would say, is a sister.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now she has graduated from being a wife to a sister.
Okay. All right.
Because we have lived for so long, and I saw her around my place called Site 15. That is where my spiritual mother used to live. So after school, I go there to play. My Dorothy too was born in a place called Obuasi. So the father left Obuasi to Tema. When he was coming, he brought the wonderful girl. Today I'm having her as a wonderful wife to the place. But when a lady comes to an area, what Tema, the guys used to do, everybody wants to, approach the lady and find out whether, the girl can be my friend. I know that Dorothy is very spiritual. Since from childhood, the time I met her.
Okay, so about how old were you when we first met?
Oh, when I met her, she was about 14. I was about 15.
All right. Okay.
So when I go to my spiritual mother, I see her around. So I asked my spiritual mother, she was having 2 daughters. So I asked her, this girl, do you know her? I want to, approach her as a friend. So when I get to her, she started, giving me Bible scripture. But because me myself, I'm a church boy, so
so it didn't faze you. You were cool.
But the other guys, when they go, they give them 2 Bible quotations and they run
they're
away.
Gone.
So,
I like your line of defense, though. Hit them with the Bible first. If they stay, they'll stay. Like Billion.
And so when I approach her, she find out that she can be a friend, because when she came here, she doesn't know anybody, and I am the only person.
Okay.
So through that, I was able to draw her to church, to where I fellowship. And by then, I was young, but I was taking care of the music, and she does music.
So you bonded over that.
That's it. So I was able to introduce her into the music department.
Very nice.
Out of that, we were together till time. My sister got married to a man of God called Reverend Prophet William Ronaldo. So through that, we left my spiritual father to my sister's husband's church.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so we were there. That was around 17, 18. One day, my spiritual father, was working as ministry. And there was a prophecy. Do you know you get married to this guy? I said, oh no, this guy is a sister.
Oh.
Because, we are together, we do things together.
You know each other so well, you're so comfortable with each other.
That's it. So I said in my mind that this is not possible. And the man of God, the prophet God was using the man so well that what I said, he repeated and said, that's what you just said. So when I went to the house, I didn't say anything. About a year, I started developing this strange feeling for my wife. I said, well, this girl is a sister, so now what is happening? So one day I approached her and I asked my sister, do you love me? She said, why are you saying this?
Just like that. Do you love me? And what did she say? She said, why are you asking this? But
why are you saying it? Because she was like, am I joking or something?
Yeah.
I left and I went home. About a month time, my wife also started developing the same. When now, at first, when I do something to her, she will not say anything. Now when I do something, now it starts, responding to what I was doing, meaning that,
She was interested.
with it. So I think from there,
You grew together.
that's it.
Okay, nice. So before you got married, you knew each other for about 5 years, 6 years,
Yeah.
which is quite a long time. And you had built a very strong friendship, it sounds like,
Yeah.
Dorothy. So by the time he started showing interest and wanted you to get married, did you think you were ready to marry?
Yes, I saw myself that I was ready. Yes, because I knew I was matured enough to get married, and maturity is not in
It's not in age.
in age.
That's a good point.
So that is why I agreed in marrying.
To marry him, yeah. But what did your parents or family think? Because, I don't think it's unusual for
Yes,
someone of
it's
20
true.
or 21 to get married.
Right.
But in this day and age, we hear of people who are maybe mid-late 20s, early 30s, even sometimes mid-30s settling down. So did your parents have any questions?
Well,
Did they think, oh, maybe you should wait a bit longer?
My mother said it, but my father didn't have a problem with
Oh,
me
wow.
getting married.
Okay.
But my mother was like, I'm too young, and but as time went on,
She came
yes,
around and agreed.
we got married.
Okay, very nice. All right, so 10 years of marriage, that's a long time. And you're still very young because you
Yes.
got married young, which is awesome. I mean, look how great you look. You have 3 kids and you look awesome, and the two of you look so fresh, But we'll delve into that a bit later. What we do first, if you know the Mr. and Mrs. show, is you play a little game. It's called How Well Do You Know Your Spouse? So one of you will have to leave. One will stay. I'll ask you some questions about your spouse, and then we'll see how many you get right. So, who's staying and who's going?
She
Hey,
can
he's
go,
looking at you, Dorothy.
and let me go.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to answer questions about him. Let's see how well you know Billion. Okay, Billion, please exit. Bye-bye, Billion. Dorothy, say bye to your husband.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dorothy's in the hot seat. We'll see how well she knows her husband, Billion. And we're back. We're continuing with the Mr. and Mrs. show tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Ohene are a couple for today. And we have sent Billion out. I'm still here with Dorothy. She's going to answer a few questions about her husband, and we'll find out how well she knows him. So, Dorothy, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, great. Very simple questions. No, nothing too tricky. Let's start with this one. What word would Billion use to describe you? If there was one word, what do you think he would say?
You say, I'm humble.
Oh, that's a good one. Humility. All right. I've got that down. All right. Apart from you, if Billion was in trouble, who else would he call?
My spiritual father,
What's his name?
Reverend William Nanado.
Okay. Hey, he has a name like the president too. Your spiritual father, Reverend William Nanado. Okay. He's very close to him, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned him before when you were talking as well. All right. What is his favorite fruit?
Mango.
Yeah, he likes mango. Which kind? Like the local
Any
small juicy
type.
ones. Any type of mango. I dig it, man. I can see why I agree. I'm a mango freak too. Mango is juicy and sweet. Yeah. Okay. What about you? What fruit do you like?
I love mango too.
As well. So the two of you sit down and chew mango in your house.
Yes.
Okay.
Even at night.
Really? Well, as dessert. Very nice. Okay. In which hospital? This is a tough one. Which hospital was he born in? Do you know?
No.
But do you know where he was born?
He was born at Tema.
Okay. I wonder if it was Tema General. Who knows?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. So you was born at Bubuashi. I'm sorry.
Oh, he was born in Bubuashi?
Yes.
Okay. Editing the answers here. It's allowed. Okay. We'll see if indeed that's where he was born. All right. What is his favorite soup?
Favorite soup? He loves palm nuts.
Palm nut soup, eh?
Yes.
So you make that for him a lot?
Yeah.
Well, you're a caterer, so I'm sure you make a lot of nice things for him to enjoy. Next time you're coming, you bring some for the Mr. and Mrs. show, so we can also enjoy your lovely food, Dorothy. Palm nut soup. And what does he like in his palm nut soup? What kind of meat or fish?
He love chicken. He love chicken and salmon.
Oh, yeah. Chicken and salmon. Okay. In secondary school, senior high school, what course did he study?
Well, he didn't complete
Okay.
senior high.
Let's see. Didn't complete. But now he's a musician.
Yes.
He's also a driving instructor. And he mentioned something else.
Medical assistant.
A medical assistant, exactly. Okay. You have 3 children, right?
Yes.
So before you got married, how many children did he want to have? Or did you talk about it?
No.
You
That
never
one-
talked about how many children you wanted.
No.
So there was never, you have 3. Do you think you will have more?
No, it's not.
Oh! But what if he says he wants to have more?
I don't think he will say that.
Okay. You didn't discuss. But what about you? Did you know how many you wanted to have?
As for me, I wanted to have 3.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did?
because my mother gave birth to 3.
So you also wanted to have
yes.
3. And now you have your 3, so you're done.
Yes.
Okay. Who is his favorite musician right now? Is he into, what type of music does he like? Is he into hip life? Is he into...
No, he loves gospel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's his favorite gospel musician?
He loves praises and worship.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Is he like, is he a Joe Metal fan or Sonny Badu or Diana Hamilton or No Tribe? Like which gospel musician does he listen to a
he
lot?
doesn't actually show interest in actual person, but
Okay, just the music in
yes,
general.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe you'll find out something about your husband today that you didn't know. Maybe he'll tell you, he'll mention a name and you might be surprised. Let's see. Is there any musical instrument that he plays? And if yes, what instrument?
No, he doesn't play anything.
He doesn't play an instrument. Okay. But he's in charge of the music
Yes.
in worship, right?
So I know how to play drums, but not. He didn't learn it. He
Okay.
just played it.
Hey, but he does play it. So there you go, the drums. Interesting. All right, last but not least, which of his family members is the closest to him?
To him,
Yes.
his mother.
Yeah, he's a mommy's boy. Yeah? His mom loves him a lot. So, does his mom also love you a lot? I'm
lot.
sure. A lot, yeah. You're like a daughter to her. That's wonderful. And there you are, finished. Now you can breathe and relax a bit. We'll let him come back in and we'll cross-check your answers with him and see how well you did on the common entrance marriage test. Okay? So, Dorothy's still here. Billions is going to join us shortly. And then we'll go through her questions and answers and see how well she knows her husband. Stay tuned. It's the Mr. and Mrs. show, and Mr. and Mrs. Ohene are still here. Billion has rejoined us, and now it's time for us to find out how well Dorothy knows him. Okay, Billion, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I like how you have your head down, like, meditating on what she might have said. Okay, so we just had a few questions for her. Let's see if her answers match up with what you would have said. Okay, what word would you use to describe Dorothy? If there was one word that you would use to describe her.
My wife is spiritual and humble.
100%. She said humble. She did. Like, you know. 10 years, not for nothing. Very good. Okay. Apart from you, or apart from her, sorry, who would you call on in times of trouble? Like, who would be the person that you would go to if not her?
My spiritual father.
William Nanado.
Yeah.
That is exactly what she said. Exactly. Okay. Your favorite fruit. I asked your wife. What did she say?
Ebere. I like mango.
You guys, you might be the first couple that got like 100% on this. That's what she said. She said you guys love mango and you eat it at night, even all the time.
All the time. All the time. Maybe
All the
first
time.
time before coming.
Oh, really? Here today. Okay. I asked her where you were born. The question was, which hospital were you born in? But she was able to tell me where you were born. Where were you born?
I was born in Accra.
Where in Accra?
Bubuashi.
Fantastic. Okay. What is your favorite soup?
Palm nuts.
This woman knows her husband. She does. She knows you very well. Okay. What course, this was the question, what course did you study in senior high school? What do you think she said?
Road management science.
Okay. Dorothy, what did you say?
I said she didn't complete it.
That's what she said. She said you didn't complete, but then she reminded me that you're a medical assistant and a driving instructor and a musician. So that's our one not so correct so far.
No, that one, when after our marriage,
Yes.
I was able to, acquire this knowledge when I had opportunity to work with the USA.
Oh, great.
Yeah. That is where I was able to, further
Yeah,
the studies.
that's good. Very well done. Okay. How many children did you want to have before you got married?
Actually, 2.
You wanted to have 2. And you have 3 now.
I think she wanted 3.
On that one, you're right. She wanted 3. But she said, what was your answer?
I said we didn't talk about it.
Yeah. She said you didn't discuss how many children you wanted. But she definitely wanted 3. But she said you didn't discuss it. But would you like to have more?
No.
Oh, then on that one you agree. She also said no more, 3 and you're done. Okay. You guys can enjoy your lives. All right. Who is your favorite musician?
In Ghana, I think I have the style of this musician, Francis Amo.
Okay.
So I personally, I like the guy very well.
Oh.
Because he ministers like the way he does.
Okay. Dorothy, what was your answer?
That one, I think, I think I'm wrong. That one.
What she said was that you love gospel music,
Yes.
but there isn't a specific musician that you like. You just like the genre, gospel music. So there was no specific musician that you really like.
This thing I'm saying, I've never let her know about. But I just like the guy.
You like the guy, yeah?
because I think that I minister like the guy, and I'm pushing to get to where the guy has gotten to.
That's nice. Remember I said you might learn something about your husband today. There you go. Okay. If there's any musical instrument you play, what is it?
Drums.
There you go. Correct. And finally, which of your family members is closest to you?
I think my brother, my younger brother.
Really? You're really close to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Dorothy, I like her
said
smile.
Your mom.
She said your mom. She said you're mommy's boy.
Your mom is closer than your brother.
Is that true?
It's true. Am I lying? You're
Hey,
closer.
Billy.
Okay, what my wife is saying, if the question came this, apart from, my wife,
Yes.
who do I, like, prefer much or love? If I take my wife out, it will be my
It
mom.
will be your mom.
My brother is the one, I'm staying
You're
with, so
okay.
I think we go to church together, we go to
You're very
arrange
close.
things in the church together. So that's the reason why
Okay.
I was saying my
Okay.
brother.
Oh, but no, don't worry. We're not marking you.
Oh, I
for like-
understand. I understand.
But no, I think you did great anyway. Obviously, you know each other
I
quite
only
well.
me
Oh
pa.
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, this one she knows you definitely. But I think you did great on this test, and I would love to see him do the same for you. But it's a one-way thing, just for the show. But it tells you that there are some things that you could find out even after 10 years of marriage.
Yes.
You can discover some things about your partner that you may not have known, which is very interesting. But speaking of 10 years of marriage, we want to find out about that. So we know how you met, and you got married quite young. But like you said, Dorothy, maturity is not tied to age. You can have people who are 50 years old and still act very immaturely. So,
Yeah.
you know, being 20 or 21 doesn't mean anything in the context of marriage and all of that. So you're raising 3 kids, you've been married 10 years. We'd like to find out about your wedding and the marriage so far. Okay, so you got married. When was your wedding?
On the 5th February,
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Oh, I have a son born on
2007.
5th February. One of my kids.
207.
So 10 years this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what was the ceremony like, Dorothy?
Well, we actually we didn't do any ceremony.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we are just waiting for a right moment, because right now things are not quite
Stable.
stable now. So we just want to wait for next year so that we do it big time. And
Oh, yeah. So you celebrate more than a decade of marriage.
Yeah.
But okay, let's talk about this though. You know, we've had a couple on the show who talked about the fact that the wedding is just one day and a marriage is for a lifetime. Here you are, you've been married for 10 years, which some couples don't even get there. They might have the big fancy wedding, huge crowd, you know, all the fancy stuff. And in 2 years or less, the marriage is over.
Wow.
You guys probably had a simple ceremony to make the marriage official or to have your traditional marriage, and you've been together for 10 years. So isn't that what it's about? I mean, why, I'm just asking, why do you feel like you want to plan for the big do, which there's nothing wrong with it,
yes,
but you've had 10 years of blessings in marriage. Yeah, so isn't that fine?
It is fine, but you know, the reason why we want to celebrate something big, you know, when the prophecy came, this was, you know, the complaint was, you know, you are too young, and you know, we know you are going to, the marriage is going to break up. So people were, you know, saying a whole lot of things. So we appreciate God for, you know, making us like sustain the marriage till now. So
Okay.
we feel proud when I'm talking to my guys.
Yeah.
I've been married for 10
For
years.
10 years,
Without
with 3
any, you
children.
know, without any like going to my father, my mother for any settlement. We fight within 1 hour, the
It's
case
done.
over. Like, anything more than 1 hour is a disaster. So 1 hour, everything is okay. So that's the reason why we want to, you know, organize an occasion for the world to know that, you know, when someone goes into marriage early, doesn't mean that the person, you know, they should know that like the mindset behind what the person wants to do.
Right.
Because people are, you know, in relationships now.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they say we don't want to get married. But they are doing exceedingly what married couples do. So why going to get married? So that your spiritual life will be okay.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, you can further up your education. We got married
Yeah.
before, you know, we start planning certain things. So it doesn't mean that when you get married, you give birth. You can get married 2 years, you plan or further your education so that you will not end up, you know, having any problems with God.
All right.
But aside this married thing, we are praying that at the end of the day, we should get a good place to stay. So when I see my wife, we are happy. But when it's like, you know, I will be in heaven and my wife will be in hell, it's something else. So we want to organize this ceremony so that, you know, we can use that
Celebrate and
occasion
give
to
thanks.
talk to the youth that when, you know, you think you are ready, you go in. If you are not ready, then abstain and move on.
I like this perspective because I know there are lots of young people out there who, oh, I want to finish my education before I get married. I want to be financially secure before I get married. I want to accomplish this, and that. If you know, there are even some counselors out there who will say if a man doesn't have his own house and his own car and his own this or that, a woman shouldn't marry him. But you are proving that, listen, maturity-wise, if you're ready, you can go in and you can plan for those things even after, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you've done it together for over a decade. So for those of you watching who need some inspiration perhaps you're considering getting married, this is a good couple to look up to see that it is possible, even if you don't have everything as perfect as you want it to be before you get married, you know, and have a huge wedding. So yeah, I think you've inspired a lot of people with that. And so we would like to say thank you to you for coming here, sharing this story, taking part in our quiz. So we'll let you take something home. And what we do is we let you choose from the love box, which is up there. So one of you can go and open one of the doors there. We'll do that after we take this quick break. We'll see what Billion and Dorothy will be going home with today. So I'm still here with Mr. and Mrs. Ohene, and it's time for them to pick a gift from the love box. So who's picking? Who's going to open the door? Okay, go ahead, Billion. Open one of the doors on the love box. Hey, you went for E. Okay.
Everlasting love.
Oh, that's lovely. Dorothy, what are you taking home?
Breakfast tray.
Oh, really? That's nice. Okay. So you got a breakfast tray from the Mr. and Mrs. show. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Let that be a lovely gift from us. And every time you eat from it, you'll think of the Mr. and Mrs. show and your time here. Oh, no, you can hold on to that. And we'll bring your gift to you. But again, thank you for sharing your story.
Okay.
And we wish you all the best with your marriage and your family and your plans. And we hope that when you do celebrate and have the big party, we'll hear about that as well. Okay. Well done to you. So I've got your gift for you. So please accept this from us. This is your breakfast tray from the Mr. and Mrs. show. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope you enjoy it.
God bless you.
Oh, God bless you too. Thank you. But you know what? What I would really like for you to bless us with is a song, since the two of you are singers. So, yes, we'd like a song for the Mr. and Mrs. show before you go.
A song written by us or...
Whatever you would love to sing.
Okay, then we have a song entitled "Wana Wadi Wonto Nyame So No Ade Nyina Di Boa Wo." In marriage, if you depend on God, you can go far. If you depend on your pastor or you depend on your mother, anytime there is a problem, you run to them, will tell you to quit. But God will tell you that move on, push on, and it's going to be well. Okay. So this is how the song goes.
Okay.
Wana wadi wonto nyame so adie nyina di boa wo nebie wo ye wana wadi wonto nyame so adie nyina di boa wo nebie wo ye.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much for that. That was wonderful. Thank you. We wish you all the best. We really do. And for those of you watching, if you want to come and sing on the sofa, like Billion and Dorothy, all you have to do is visit our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We want you to come on. So if you're a couple out there and you want to share your marriage journey and go home with a gift from us, that's all you have to do. A very big thank you to Curvy Woman Clothing for my dress today, and to Hilda of HO Beauty Bar for the makeup, as always. Thank you for tuning in to the Mr. and Mrs. show. Bye.